Now, to tell us what the politics desk has for us in the coming week, we joined in now by SABC News Parliamentary Reporter Bulelani Phillip. Bulelani, good afternoon. Thank you so much, man. Really do appreciate it. Big week ahead. Let's go first to the work of Parliament, the ad hoc committee. They are set to begin their work this week. Of course, the terms of reference had been a big debate. The constitution of the committee had been a big debate. What's next this coming week in the work of the committee? And this, of course, is the Mkwanazi Ad Hoc Committee.
Good afternoon to you, Oliver, and to the viewers at home. Look, firstly, I think there has been an issue of around drafting the final terms of reference of the Ad Hoc Committee. And if you recall that earlier this month, when the committee met for the first time, the instruction was that the committee needs to have the draft final terms of reference in order for political parties to be able to make their inputs before the final terms of reference are finalized. Now, when they met last week, the issue of the legal advice or the back office was that they didn't actually finalize those terms of reference, which actually gave a criticism that they don't take the work of the committee seriously. But from where we are standing now is that the committee is set to receive those final terms of reference tomorrow, and political parties will be able to engage with them in order for this important process to go forward. Oliver.
Yeah. Importantly, it's one of the questions around the committee's work was whether or not it will call certain witnesses and where the committee's work will take place. Should it take place in Gauteng? Should it take place in the Western Cape? What about the safety of, or at least the logistics around getting certain witnesses to come? Has that been finalized?
Look, there are three things here. Firstly, is that the committee, in its inaugural meeting, was saying that we need to meet in Gauteng because the work of the other commission of inquiry that has been established by the president is going to be sitting in Gauteng. And the members of parliament are currently in recess. It was going to be a mutual venue that they meet in Gauteng. Secondly, is that the issue of witnesses is that because of the nature and the sensitivity of the information that is there, the members felt that those people who need to be protected have to be protected. You'll recall again, Justice Madlanga, in his opening statement around the issue of his inquiry, he was saying that issues of state capture or issues of state security need to be protected, and therefore he will not open everything for the public. The last issue is that in the context of all of the allegations that are raised, the judiciary, there are three arms of the state. One is the judiciary, it's the executive, and it's the other state. So what he's saying is that at the end of the day, there needs to be a level of separation of powers. But the committee has resolved that if needs be, that there are judges who are implicated in these allegations, there will be need to be called in order for them to be assisting the committee.
Yeah.
But however, all of the work that is being done by the committee will be through a resolution of the National Assembly, be assisting the Judicial Commission of Inquiry by Justice Madlanga.
Yeah. Let's move on to another big story that had been gaining momentum and volume over the last week, and of course this week happens to be in your diary as well, and that's the incorporation or the expansion of more banks, facilities and bank branches to assist Home Affairs in its processing of ID and passport applications.
Look, Oliver, this matter has been coming a long way, and I think this week it was one of those big weeks wherein the banks have been able to put ink to paper. And we have got 5 major banks, which include Standard Bank, Absa, Capitec, Discovery, and as well as the other bank. So in other words, is that what the Home Affairs Minister has said is that in any application that you make through the bank, there is always going to be a verification through Home Affairs. And in that sense, what it's saying is that the government is not going to incur any costs by being able to be partnering with all of these major banks. However, is that these banks, it's only about 30 branches at the moment, but the plan is to roll them out to about 1,000 by 2019. So people must be able to have that information of which bank is able to have these application processes of both the smart ID card as well as passports. And we are going to be watching that space very closely, because this is going to be allowing people not to go to Home Affairs, standing long queues, and also it's also going to be helping with the issues of security, that your identity is not stolen.
Yeah. And then another story on your diary this week is the ANC NEC. Tell us what's happening there.
Well, the ANC NEC meets regularly on a Monday, and it will take stock around the issues that are affecting the country, but not necessarily the domestic issues. But it will also have to look at the bigger picture. I think one of the issues that we are grappling with now is the issue of the US-South Africa trade relations. You must recall that the president of Russia has been visiting the president of the US, and out of all of those discussions, the president, I'm sure, will be able to have a knowledge, or will be able to have a briefing of what's happening there. But again, you must also look at it in the context of South Africa hosting the G20 countries in November, and South Africa being a significant partner there. As a presidency, they would also want to influence each and every process that goes there. You must recall again, we had a significant Africa Water Investment Summit that was held here. All of those resolutions are going to be tabled within the G20. So South Africa plays a significant role in those things. And I think South Africa will be now in the position to say that these are the issues that we are championing, and maybe the world, the global stage, the multilateral forums must be able to engage on those issues.
Yeah, Bulelani, thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it, and all the best for the week ahead. Bulelani Phillip, SABC News Parliamentary Reporter.